Jasmine Crockett went on to CNN to talk about the recent vote in the House of Representatives, which honored Charlie Kirk. And she was also pressed by Dana Bash on previous comments she's made about Donald Trump. Let's watch.
Well, on that note, I do want to turn to something that you heard the senator just say, which is he was talking about a resolution that came before the House this past week honoring Charlie Kirk. And there were 58 Democrats who voted against it. You were one.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely. You know what? One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was specifically to us. And I can tell you that a month prior to him passing away, he had actually gotten out on his podcast. I wasn't aware of this at the time, but he got out there and he was talking negatively about me directly. So if there was any way that I was going to honor somebody who decided that they were just going to negatively talk about me and proclaim that I was somehow involved in the great white replacement, yeah, I'm not honoring that kind of stuff, especially as a civil rights attorney and understanding how I got to Congress, knowing that there were people that died, people that were willing to die, that worked to make sure that voices like mine could exist in this place. So to me, just like we wanted to make sure that those Confederate relics were taken down, the idea of a new age relic being propped up was something that I just could not subscribe to. And it is unfortunate that more of my colleagues, even on my side of the aisle, could not see the amount of harm that this man was attempting to inflict upon our communities.
So meanwhile, you obviously feel very strongly about the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk used that you find objectionable, and also from others in the MAGA movement. As the memorial service for him is going to happen later today, there is a debate over heated rhetoric on all sides. And
listen, whether it's heated or not, the fact is Charlie Kirk should still be here. It should not have been that there was political violence that resulted because of the words that were coming out of his mouth, just like plenty of MAGA hates when I mention white supremacy, which kind of tells you where MAGA stands. But nevertheless, they get very upset when I talk about white supremacy. But that doesn't mean that somebody should then try to find a bullet or try to find a knife and harm me. Not in America. That's not who we are supposed to be.
Well, let me ask you, because I do want to play a couple of statements that you made earlier this year.
Okay. Unfortunately, we have someone that is occupying the White House, and as far as I'm concerned, he is an enemy to the United States. They want to show that they are loyal to this, I don't even know what to call him. I've called him so many things, but this wannabe Hitler for sure.
And to be clear, the president has attacked, other people have attacked you in his orbit, maybe not him personally. But do you have a responsibility as an elected official not to raise the temperature, but rather lower the temperature, particularly when there are people out there who listen to elected officials all over the place who are not well, who use that as a way to instigate the political violence that you are calling out?
I think that my responsibility is to be transparent and to be honest. And the reality is that we are living in a time in which this administration and this regime is not interested in making sure that people understand history. We need to understand why they are so problematic. And so I am using that language because it is accurate language. When we see the consolidation of power, when we see them trying to chill speech of jokesters, when we're seeing all of this, that is a playbook out of Hitler, and I won't deny it. Like, these are the facts. But one of the things that I've never done that the president has done consistently is called specifically for violence. He has said, oh, beat that one up. He has said those types of things. We know that Charlie Kirk was saying things about who should live and who should die. I have never said those kinds of things. And I think that those things are the ones that are really, really dangerous. And even still, some of that will still be protected. We know that we still have laws that are on the book that certain speech is not protected, that it does cross over when you are inciting violence, such as what we saw on January 6th, when you are doing what we consider to be a terroristic threat of some sort, where it's a matter of, I'm not just saying it, but I have the apparent ability to carry that out. But me laying out historical facts, just like they don't want to talk about the fact that slavery was real in this country and that my people were enslaved and dragged and raped and abused, and they don't want to account for any of that. They don't believe in reparations. No, I think it is okay for me to understand history and communicate in a very clear way about why we should feel as if there is a concern. And when we swear an oath, which is what that first clip was, we swear an oath to the Constitution to protect against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And so if there is someone that is evidencing themselves, such as the president, who is going out and says, yes, I will take a $400 million plane from a foreign government, or is engaged in receiving crypto that we cannot track in exchange for, say, giving away chips to Saudi Arabia. No, we absolutely need to understand how these things could cause us harm. Or when he's cozying up to somebody like Vladimir Putin, it's not only a problem for us, but it's a problem for our allies. When you have somebody like Poland that is like, yeah, this is what Russia's up to, and the president is like, oh, that may have just been a mistake. We need to understand what all his business dealings are, even with Russia, because that has the potential of putting us in harm's way.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, thank you so much for being here. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
First thing we have to do is give it up to Jasmine Crockett for not backing down when pressed on calling Donald Trump the enemy of the United States or a wannabe Hitler. Because when Donald Trump was asked about Charlie Kirk's murder, he just heightened the rhetoric. He increased the temperature. He said it was all the far left, the extremist left, who's responsible for this. A president who does that is employing Hitler tactics. A president who does that is an enemy of the United States. It's an enemy of us being brought together. Donald Trump reminding us time and time again that, yeah, Jasmine Crockett is absolutely right. She was absolutely right calling him those things. By the way, things that J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's vice president, has also called him. Now, let's get to the vote in the House of Representatives honoring Charlie Kirk. Jasmine Crockett is 100% in the right here to criticize her party. But I think Hakeem Jeffries is playing a long game here. He's trying to play 4D chess. He would much rather have Jasmine Crockett criticize the Democratic Party than have a year-long campaign from Republicans leading up to the midterm elections where they're weaponizing this vote. Let me explain. Republicans didn't want any votes from Democrats supporting the vote to honor Charlie Kirk because they wanted to say, leading up to the votes in the midterms, that the Democrats don't care. Oh, they didn't care about Charlie Kirk, the man who just wanted to go around the country debating people. He was an advocate for free speech, and Democrats don't care about free speech. They don't care about Charlie Kirk. They don't care about you. Because Republicans wanted to weaponize, and they are weaponizing Charlie Kirk's death. Now, it's insane that they're trying to make this about free speech when Donald Trump is literally pulling comedians off the air. Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. He's threatening journalists. He's threatening news networks who are critical of him. The Pentagon is now saying that any reporter who uses information, sources from outside of the Pentagon, they'll have their press passes and credentials pulled. They'll revoke access, take away the freedom of the press. This administration is being the enemy of America, is being the enemy of free speech, is being the enemy of freedom of the press. Things that Hitler did. And the Republican Party, they are so desperate to use anything they can, including the murder of one of their own, to try to flip the script on Democrats. So Hakeem Jeffries said, look, let's have Democrats who are in seats where this could be weaponized against them in particular. Let's have them just vote to honor Charlie Kirk, because this will save us all a year more than a year of Republicans trying to get up on their pedestals and pretend like it's the Democratic Party who doesn't care about free speech. It's the Democratic Party who doesn't want to bring the United States together.